Hello, good morning. Welcome today it's very overcast today. It's been absolutely beautiful here for as long as I can remember. I can't remember the last time it rained, but today it's overcast. So I'm hoping it gets a little bit brighter as the day goes on and it gets a little bit warmer. More so tomorrow. I'm okay with it being a bit cool today. I want it lovely tomorrow. I'm out celebrating my mum's birthday tomorrow. So I hope you're well. I hope you've had a really lovely weekend. Today I'm going to be making with you a necklace I've named Maryam. So we have beautiful square beads which just give a really lovely look. We've also got lots of colourful rounds which are like a glass marble. They're very colourful and very pretty. So just straight stringing project today. Nice, simple make, easy make, quick make. I hope you're all well. Drop me a comment. Where are you watching from? What have you been up to this weekend? Have you had a nice one? Have you been busy? Have you been making anything? I'm going to take you over to the website now and I'll show you the kits that we've got today. So over we go to totallybeads.co.uk. This is our website where you can get the products and you can make with the kits if you want to make exactly what I'm making. You can head into the video tutorial section here or from the drop down menu. So these are the things that we've been making recently. I did the Onika link jewellery set. Was that last Monday with the lovely jump rings, kind of chainmail. We've done some ivory, crystal ivy, pin necklaces. We've done all sorts of lovely things. I really loved these bracelets Laura was doing, which is the triple strand drum bracelet. But today we're doing these ones here, Maryam necklaces. So you're going to get enough to make one necklace, but you're going to have plenty of your glass beads left over. So it's very easy to adjust your length with these by just adding in more beads if you want to make it longer. I think they'd make pretty earrings as well if you wanted to make a bracelet and have like a little set if you've got any additional findings in your kit. All of our kits today are just £5.49. So a nice price for a lovely necklace. We've got them in grey, lime, pink, red, and we've also got this turquoise. I was going to ask you what you wanted me to demo with today, but I think I'm going to do a little bit of a mix of the beads. They are very pretty and I think they go lovely together depending on your preference. So this is the grey necklace kit and I'll show you what is included in Maryam. They're all going to be the same, it's just the colour of those glass beads that are going to change. So you're going to get the grey beads in this kit. It's really, really pretty. And that photograph is a little bit blurred. It's focused here so you can see the shape of those gorgeous beads. So you're going to get enough to make one necklace. That's going to include all of your findings and stringing material. So I'm going to use the Tigertail for this make with a 12mm lobster clasp. You're going to get 2 jump rings which are 6x1 outer diameter. You're going to get crimp beads. I'm going to give you at least 4 because I like to double crimp. We've got the culottes to give that really nice professional finish. I'm using the marble glass beads, those gorgeous alloy spacer beads which are like little 6 points. I'll show you those as well down on the mat. And you've also got the acrylic spacers beads. Little extra spelling mistake there for anyone who's noticed. We've got an extra C in that. So that's these ones here. All of your findings are going to be rhodium, so they match that lovely antique kind of patinaed silver, kind of Tibetan silver look that you're getting on those. But they are acrylic, so they're nice and lightweight. Your beads are glass as well, so they're nice and light as well. So your acrylic, I'll put my teeth back in. Your acrylic antique silver square is 13mm in size. We're going to be using the marble glass bead rounds, which are 8mm in size. And then you've got these metal 6-point rondelles, which are 5mm. They're antique silver as well. And I'm just spacing them in between the beads and those lovely square spaces. Gives kind of a tribal look, I'm thinking this. The beads are absolutely gorgeous. If you have a little look there, they look a little bit like howlite, I suppose. They've got that lovely kind of marbled kind of veins running through them. And because the veins on these beads, or that kind of pattern, is like a dark kind of grey black colour, I think it looks gorgeous with the rhodium findings. So this one here is your grey Maryam necklace. You can of course change the order of how you want to put these. If you'd like to include more beads in, you can do. I've put some around the back of the neckline just to get the length that I want, and also so it sits nice and comfortably, but you could add more beads into the repetition as well. I've just alternated them. This one here, we've got this gorgeous, it's like a lime green colour, very, very zesty. I'll show you them down on the mat so you can see them. All of your findings and your other beads are exactly the same, apart from these here, those marble glass bead rounds in 8mm, and they are lime green. If you want to have any extras added into your basket, so you might think I'd really like to have some of those extra antique silver square beads, you can just add them quickly into your basket here as well, or you could add extra of your marble glass beads if you wanted to mix your colours up. Of course, you could always multi-buy the kits as well. Because we've got these lovely square spacers, they sit nice and flat on your neckline, and they are very, very comfortable. They'd make a pretty bracelet too, and as I say, I think they'd make nice earrings, but today I've just put enough together to make one necklace for you. So this one is the lime green. We've got the lovely pink, and if you hover over, you can see those little 6-point spacers in between as well. These are your pink beads that you're getting down on the bottom if you want to have a closer look. So they're all £5.49 today for whichever colour you want. We have still got that offer on as well. So at the moment on these kits, there's 10% off, I think. But don't forget, we are still celebrating Totally Bead's 21st birthday. So you're going to get a discount on there as well. That birthday offer lasts for a whole extra week. It's running all this week, so do make the most of that. I'll show you that offer as well. This one is your lovely red. Nice pop of vibrant colour in there, and you can see how gorgeous those beads are. They're a really deep kind of crimson red. They're really gorgeous. And we also have the turquoise as well. Nice, vibrant, do you know whether I would say these were turquoise? They're a very bright blue. Turquoise to me is more green blue. These are blue to me. They're beautiful. You know I'm always drawn to my blue colours. But today I'm going to do a little mix. I think I'm going to do the lime, the grey and the pink and pop them together. So that is your Maryam necklace in the turquoise blue. They're all £5.49 as I say, which is a really good price, making up one necklace, and you can follow along with me here and see how I make it. It is our 21st birthday celebration still, so 21% off your order if you put in this code into your basket, which is BDAY21. And at a minimum order of £10. So anything you're buying, if you're over that £10, then do put the code in, get that extra little discount off, which I think is quite a generous discount off actually. And have a little look in all of our video tutorials. If it's a project that you want to work along with, there's absolutely hundreds there, as you can see, of all the different things that we've been making, from chainmail to stringing to stitch beading to wire mix to chainmail. It's all there. You can find bracelets, earrings, pendants, necklaces, absolutely all sorts. We've even got some home decor as well. So these are the things that we've been doing fairly recently. You can also head into the categories at the end. So if you've got particular bead in your stash already you want to use, you can find Technique by Bead. If you know I want to make a bracelet, you can look by kind. You could even say I want to do I don't know, like a Valentine's make, an Easter make, a Christmas make, and you can probably search by date as well. And of course we've got Technique as well there, so you can say I want to do chainmail, I'll click on that. You can also have a little look at our faces here, and it kind of breaks down some of the tutorials that we've done. All of mine are not in there. I think I've done probably easy 400 tutorials by now, easy. Would be interested. I did used to count them and then I've just lost count. But today is the Maryam necklace, so head over into the tutorials, and of course we ship worldwide, so you can get your shipping wherever you want to go. You can check the shipping costs and change your currency just here at the top where I'm hovering, and we will get down on the mat now and I'll show you the gorgeous beads and we will get making. So drop me a comment, where are you watching from today? What have you been up to? What have you been making? How are you doing? I'll get this down and then hello, here I am. So let me have a little look in the comments to say good morning to you all. I've got lots of you in, which is lovely. Thank you so much for being with me today. I've got Lisa in. She says, good morning, Natalie and everybody. Good morning to lovely Mina. How did your event go, Mina, at the weekend? Did you have fun? Did you sell lots? Good morning to Debbie. Good morning to Rachel, who's in a cloudy barrow. Camille says, good morning, Natalie. Cooler today. How was your weekend? It was really good, Camille. It was busy, but it was lovely. Me, my little one and my husband did a bike ride. They did about 5 miles, I think, on the bike around Stratford upon Avon while I was at the TV studio doing my thing. So yeah, really, really nice. And I got to see my mum and dad yesterday because they've been on their holidays, and they give me a nice well done and pat on the back for keeping all the plants well watered. She's got like 60 pots in the back garden and a greenhouse. So yeah, it was nice to get a bit green fingered, and they all seemed to last, which nothing went on my watch, so that was good. Good morning to Elaine. Hello to Edward. Good morning to Pauline. She says the screen is frozen for her. Am I still moving? I look like I'm moving, but I don't know. Maybe have a little refresh, Pauline. You're watching me on Facebook. You can find me on YouTube as well. So hopefully it was just a glitch in the matrix. Hello to Izzy. How are you doing? She says, hi, Natalie, and all from the cool of Scotland this morning. Can't complain though. It's been glorious for the last 3 weeks. I find it really interesting. Usually us up north get a cooler, don't we? But I think we've had the best of it. As I can't remember it raining in ages. I love how we chat about the weather. I know other people probably don't. It's a very British thing. Good morning to Carol. How are you doing? Mina says she had a very busy weekend and she's in the office today. Good morning and peace and love. Right back to Anastasia. Mina says she's got lots of kits, so she needs to get making. Camille says she's had a lovely day at the weekend playing. Oh, you always do these. Give me words I can't pronounce. Mahjong. What's Mahjong? Is that a game? Oh, it is a game, isn't it? She's been playing that with the family, sitting outside in the sunshine. That sounds gorgeous. Good morning to Jan, who's in a bright Sudbury. Good morning to Anne. Hello to Sue. She says, good morning all. Not watched her live for ages. She's normally go in the gym at 10 when they're on. However, today I'm sitting in my kit waiting for our plumber to arrive to carry on renovating our bathroom. He must be the only one who doesn't start at the crack of dawn. Good luck with your renovations. I am in the process of discussing and hopefully getting an extension on my house because it's very much needed. We're going to be getting a new kitchen, and then I can make this my proper gorgeous workspace, and I can give it a full move round. But you will have to bear with me when that starts, because I think I'm going to have to get a headset like Madonna or something to try and cancel out the background noise, because I'm still going to be doing my lives. You just might see me in a hard hat while I'm doing them. Maybe we could do bejeweled hard hats and high visors. So good morning to Kath. How are you doing? Good morning to Heather. She says she's at work, but she's going to try and watch on the catch up if she can't stay. Good morning to Rachel. Mina says Saturday fair was good, had lots of different jewellery sold. That's lovely. No, I won't say that, Camille. We won't get that. Julie's saying good morning. She's bought all the kits. Oh, thank you, Julie. Mum saying thanks for watering the flowers. Thank you for me lovely gift. Heather's in. She says it's been looking at today's make for a while. Anne's in as well. It's dull in Perth. And good morning to Joanne. So I think I've said good morning to you all. We need to crack on, because look, I'm just rabbiting what we're making today. This is the Maryam necklace. You can see on the mat they are beautiful, beautiful colours. So I've got the gorgeous pink here. Oh, let's move them all out. There's slight delay there. Sue's had her newest grandson's naming day with lots of family members they've not seen for ages. Oh, Sue, that's gorgeous. Ah, bless. So these are the beads. They are nice and chunky. They are acrylic, so they're really lightweight. You've got that lovely little pattern in the middle as well. So I think they're quite tribal. I've got those little 6-point spacers in between and those gorgeous beads. Look at that effect. How pretty are they with those marbled kind of little veins running through them? So of course that's the pink. This is your turquoise. I mean, it is turquoise, but it's blue, blue, blue. Really bright, really vivid. We've got these red, which actually today I am loving. Don't often wear red jewellery, but look. Well, I wear garnet, so that's a bit of a fib, isn't it? Do you wear red garnet? Look at them, though. They're gorgeous. These are the grey, which are absolutely beautiful. Loving those. They're just white, really, with that lovely marbly effect running through them. And we have the zesty lime green as well, which I also really, really like. I like them all. So in terms of making the necklace, I'm going to be including 15 of the squares, which are these bits here. Let me see if I can get more in the camera. So 15 of these lovely square beads. I'm going to be using 22 of the round glass marble beads, which are 8mm in size. I'm using 30 of these little pointed spacers. Now, when I was putting these together, I did have the odd one, which had a little blockage in the middle. And I thought, I'm not wasting them. I'm going to reuse them. So what I did is I have a little metal hole punch which fit perfectly in between, and I just knocked it out. So if you do get the odd one, keep them, but you should have enough in your kit which will help you do this lovely design. So they're really, really cute. And you can put this together however you want to. Just to finish, in terms of the length, I just added 4 little beads around the back on each side. Of course, you're going to get loads of beads left over. I'm only using 22 beads, so there's going to be loads of beads left over if you want to add more onto the back of the neckline, so it just sits a bit more comfortably around the back of your neck. Or you can, of course, add more into the main body of the necklace. You can do whatever you want. I'm going to pop them down on the floor. Today, I'm going to do a mix of the beads, I think. I'm just going to lay that out right there. So I'm going to do a mix of the beads. I'm going to use these 3 colours together because I think they look really lovely. So that's what I'm doing. If you want to multi-buy, if you have multi-bought, then of course you can do that too, or you can just I mean, they all look really lovely together. So I'm going to start off with 50 centimetres of my Tigertail wire. Tigertail is, I think, the best thing for stringing a necklace. It holds its shape, it's really strong, and it's nice and easy to work with. So it's basically strands of wire, very fine wire, all kind of bound together in this nylon coating, which makes it just perfect for working with and doing nice, straight, simple stringing projects. I've cut 50 centimetres, which I think in inches is about 20 inches. I'm not too sure. I think it's about 20 inches. Of course, you can use more or less of this as you want. Now, when I'm starting my design, I tend to work from the middle outwards, and I work out how I want my necklace to go. Whatever I put on one side, I put on the other, just to keep it nice and balanced. You can, of course, if you know your design, so technically I know I'm just going to be doing this, you could start with your culotte and finding, and you could work your way down. So work whichever way is easiest for you. Because I'm going to do different coloured beads today, I think I am going to start from the middle. So I'm going to start off with my lovely spacer, bead rather, these lovely kind of square ones here. So I'm just going to pop that right in the middle. So you can curve your necklace as you go. Move it up so you can see. It's really quite awkward, my screen, because I think you can see more of it than I actually can. Should I move that up a little bit more? There you go, it's more in the centre. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 6-point spacer bead and I'm going to pop that on each side and you'll see they just fit really lovely against those little kind of entry kind of holes, which will be for the drill hole in that square bead. So I'm going to place that on, and then I'm going to decide on my colours. So I think rather than alternate, I'm going to have two of the same colour on either side. So I'm going to start with my gorgeous zesty lime colour, and I'm going to put one on each side. So I'm going to get it nice and symmetrical. Whatever I do on one side, I'm going to add onto the other. It's a really simple straight stringing project today. You'll probably have this made in about 15 minutes, I would say. It's just playing around with the colours if you are using more than one. And then I'm going to add another spacer bead. So every time I put a square bead on or the round bead on, the 8mm, I'm going to pop one of those 6-point spacers either side of it. I'm then going to add on my next square bead. So I'm going to put about 15 squares on in total. So I'm going to have a nice central point in the middle because I'm using that odd number. I think next I'm going to go for the pink. So before I put my pink bead on, I'm going to put my 6-point spacer. So putting one onto each side. And then my next bead. I love these colours together, they're really, really lovely. Now I've got my bead on, I'm going to put my 6-point spacer on again. And then alternating that back to the square bead on either side. So they've got nice large drill holes, so you can get all of your beads on there really comfortably. Always finishing with the spacer. I think I'm going to use the grey now. So these lovely white marble beads with that little grey marbled effect on. After the bead, I'm popping on my spacer. Back to the square bead on each side. And what's lovely about doing a stringing project is if I'm, working along and I think, oh, I've missed a spacer, I can just take them back off. Nothing's fixed in place at this point. I could always use a beading board as well if I want to, and I can lay my design out first so I can see, how I would like everything to be positioned, and I can just play about with my design. So I'm going to go back to the green now, so that lovely lime colour. After the bead goes a spacer. Back onto the square beads. Alternating with a spacer on each side again. And then repeating that pattern of colour with my pink. And my 6-point spacer. And then the white again. Mina says she really enjoyed making the Arnica link earrings. She's got lots more colours to make. I'm glad. I hope they went well. Oh, I need to do the square. I hope they sold well, Mina. I had a message off somebody on my Instagram yesterday, like my business Instagram, and she's a fabulous jeweler. So she found me on Rock Scissors Paper, which is where I share my makes, and she does all sorts. She does like silver clay, she does like metalsmith soldering, she does beading, she does so many lovely different varied techniques. And she said she made the Francesca bracelet. It was like her first wire make, and she absolutely loves it and she likes making them. And it makes me so happy when I see people um, wearing the jewelry that we make here together, but also selling the jewelry that we make here together. It makes me very, very proud. And I love to see the makes that you do. So if you can share them, you can share them to me, or you can share them on our Facebook group and let everybody else see what you've been making. So it's totally handmade on Facebook, and you can share your makes and inspire each other, and I love seeing what you've been doing. So I'm going to go back with the green after the white. And then I'm basically finishing up my design now. So I'm going to pull that back through. I'm going to pop on my last, let's move this down so you can see what I'm doing at the top there. I'm going to pop on my last of my squares. My last of my 6 spacer beads, because I'm only going to put on 30 of the 6-point spacers, like so. And then to finish, because I would like to increase the length and I would like the back of my neckline to just be the beads really, so I can show off all of these lovely squares a little bit more. So I'm just going to put about 4 beads onto each side. Of course, you've got plenty left over, so by all to add more on you can do. I'm going to go for, what did I do after the green? I did pink, so I'll put the pink on each side again. They look like sweets. Do not eat them, they're not suitable for eating. Then I'm going to add a white one onto each side, or a grey as it's technically known. I'm then going to do the green, and I'm going to finish with the pink again. Now I have cut a bit longer tiger tail. I just took some off the reel, I didn't measure it out, but I've advised that you use 50 centimetres to get the length of your necklace to be that. Of course, if you want to make it smaller, longer, you can adjust. I think I'm pretty happy with that, and I'm quite happy with the size of it too. So when it comes to finishing, I'm going to take my culotte and I'm going to take my crimp beads. Now your culottes are, I love them. I really, really love them. I love them for finishing, stringing, even like, pearl knotting. A culotte is, I think, a cross between a crimp cover and a wire guardian. So it has a little space, which when closed is going to give a little bead look, which is going to keep your knots or your crimp beads just hidden neatly inside of them. And then they've got those 2 loops on either side, and when you close them over, you can attach in your jump ring and your clasp, so it stops it rubbing against the wire, so it acts as like or your thread, so it kind of acts like a wire guardian as well. So I'm just going to pop on 1 culotte onto one end, and it's going to face upwards. So my tiger tail is just going to go through the hole at the bottom. And then I'm going to take 2 crimp beads, and you can crimp these properly with crimping pliers, or you can cheat, which is what I do, and I just flatten them down. So I'm going to take it right up to the end of the tiger tail, and I'm going to flatten it down. You can see I've got one round and one flat. Next one's going to slide right up next to it, and I'm going to flatten that one too, and that's just going to pinch that tiger tail so it's not going to move, it's not going to come loose. And then I'm going to take my culotte and bring that over, so my crimp beads, 2 crimp beads will sit nicely in the middle inside. If you've got any excess tiger tail, you can trim that off, but I tend to slide it right to the end so I'm not wasting too much. And then going to fold it over, so you can see I've checked there lined up, and then with some chain nose pliers, just a little press onto the end of the culotte or the middle, just to close that bead up, and those holes are perfectly aligned. And then going to push my beads all the way round, so that culotte is now fitting nice and close up to that culotte, and I'm going to shape it into like a rounded shape. So I've got my tension, there's no gaps, all my beads are sitting nice and flush next to each other. And then I'm going to add the other culotte onto the other end of the tiger tail and let that drop down right close to that last bead. I'm going to add 1 crimp bead on, and that's going to fit right into the center. I'm going to take my pliers and I'm going to flatten that crimp bead out. So now my beads won't move, they're all fixed in place. I'm going to take another crimp bead and slide that onto the tiger tail, because by double crimping I'm just making sure that's extra sturdy and extra durable. Now that crimp bead is sitting right next to the other one. I don't know if you can see, there you go. And I'm going to come in again with my pliers, and I'm just going to take that round crimp bead and flatten it just to trap that tiger tail inside. And then I'm going to take my pliers, my cutters, and I'm just going to trim off any excess tiger tail that's sticking out. That'll be enough for a bracelet, I'll cut that much off. I'm then going to fold over the culotte, do it nice and slow, making sure it's all lined up lovely. And then again, taking my chain nose, gentle press to close over. There you go. And my necklace now just needs to have the clasp attached. So I'm taking 2 pairs of pliers to open up my jump ring. These are outer diameter 6 by 1, but you can use any size you want really. Give it a little twist towards me to open. So I'm taking plenty of that surface area of the jump ring and just twisting it slightly to open it up. I can then hook that through both loops on the end of the culotte, and then again with the pliers I'm just going to twist it back away from me, getting it slightly past the point where those 2 ends meet, and as I let go it should spring back into a perfect close. And then the same with the other side, so you can see the jump ring isn't fully closed, it's staggered. So holding one side, my dominant hand, I tend to really close it first. So I'm turning it up in my dominant hand, twisting towards me to open just a little bit, not much. Sliding that through the holes on the culotte, and then adding on my lobster clasp, and then closing it over. If it clicks, I'll be extra happy because I know it's a firm close, but it didn't. But it's still closed perfectly. Checking it's properly aligned, and then my necklace can then be attached like so. If you are using this exact design, and of course you can make it longer by adding more beads into the end or into the body of your necklace, because you're getting plenty on your strand. With this design, Julie's asking what's the length. So I've used 15 of the square beads, I've used 22 of the round beads, and I've used 30 of the spacers. So if you're using exactly that, then length and size wise will be, let me get that lined up, just over 19 inches, which would be 30, 40, just under 50 centimetres, because I've not really cut off much tiger tail. It's never going to be longer than whatever your tiger tail is. The only extra you'll be adding on is the space between the jump rings and the lobster clasp. So if you want to make, you know, a 50 centimetre or a 20-inch necklace, use that amount of beading thread, add on the beads to pretty much fill that length. Leave yourself a little bit so you've got a bit of space just to make sure you can, you know, get your culottes and your findings on, and then that's just going to add that extra. So that would add about 2 centimetres on, or about an inch on. By the time you've added your culotte, your 2 jump rings of this size and a lobster clasp of that size, 12mm, 6x1, you're adding about an inch, if that, a couple of centimetres. You are welcome. So that is your necklace, easily made and very, very pretty. I will put it on so you can see exactly what I've made and how it sits. Nice and easy way to attach by using the lobster clasp. Sometimes I do put it on backwards, if that makes sense, so I can see what I'm doing when I get that on. Not that you can see, but you can feel it easier. And then I just move it around. So I should have that there in the centre. I just think they're really pretty. Can you see that okay? It's a really, really comfortable wear. Of course, you can add those extra beads in if you want to. This design here is using 3 different colours in your kits. Each kit will be one colour separate. They're all called Maryam. This is the Maryam necklace. They're all £5.49, and you can choose from the grey, the lime green, the pink, the red, and the turquoise blue. So I think I would say, for less than £5.50, that's a really, really lovely make. I might wear it tomorrow when I go out. Julie says thank you. You're very welcome. Jan says thank you. A very pretty make. Camille saying I've got time to make a bracelet too. I have, but I haven't got any extra of my components, because I made sure I had just enough to demo with. Just Me says enjoy the tutorial. Beautiful sweet necklace. Thank you. Thank you very much. They would look lovely as a bracelet though, Camille. Of course, you can add those extras into your basket if you wanted to. So if you got your necklace for £5.49, if you wanted to just buy the acrylic square spacers, these ones here, which are 13mm in size, you get 15 of those for just £1.50. That's brilliant. And if you wanted 30 of your 6-point spacer points, your little rondelles, they're just £1.50 for 30. So really, really good value. If you do want to add any extras into your basket, you absolutely can. Joanne, you're very, very welcome. She says very pretty colours. I think I need them all. They look gorgeous together, don't they? And as we have got a little bit of time, I will show you all of the colours again. So I think the pinks would look lovely with the blues. Obviously, those grey are going to go with everything, so they would look really gorgeous together. You could layer up as well if you wanted to do like a multi-strand and kind of position them so the squares sit like that, that would look really, really lovely. If you wanted to make two, make one just slightly longer, you'd probably just miss off one bead at the end, and then they probably fit nicely inside of each other. I think the colours go really, really nicely. Of course, as I say, that grey is going to go with everything. That's a little bit festive, isn't it? I always think greens and reds together are a little bit festive. And you can string these however you want to. Nice, easy make. Probably take you about 15 minutes. And you've got all those lovely colours to choose from. So thank you for being with me today. I hope you enjoyed the make as much as I did. I'm going to be with you on Wednesday at 10 a.m. UK time, as always. I'm going to be making some bracelets with you on Wednesday, and I'm really excited to use them because they are magnetic beads. So I'm making like little bracelet cuffs. They are super, super simple to make, really nice beginner friendly make, but they just lock together lovely, and I think it gives a really lovely cuff shape. So if you can come and join me then, I'd love to see you. I hope you all have a lovely start to your week, and I will see you very soon. Take care everyone. Bye.